Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is April 11th, 2018, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, starting out at 10:30 South African time, out of UK, monthly manufacturing production results coming out. That is an important number. We'll take a look at the GBP as well. And then at 2:30 South African time, out of the United States, monthly core CPI results for the month. That's an important inflationary number. And then at 4:30, weekly oil inventories. And we'll take a look at oil. Big rally the other couple of days at $65 a barrel. We'll take a look at that as well. And then lastly, at 8 p.m. South Africa time, FOMC Meeting Minutes. It's not the FOMC rate decision. This is the news event and the more of the follow-up, okay, that is a to their rate decision and seeing how that is impacted in the actual market. So let's take a look at the market and see what's been happening. So moving along into the day, we mentioned this yesterday that we expected this rally, and sure enough, we got it. 23.46 and 23.60 at its upwards resistance. So we're trading at 22.89 earlier in the week as on Monday unfolded, and then we just rallied since then. So it's been a nice rally. At 123.60-ish level, and we mentioned this earlier in the week that we expected it. We're at the top of the move right now. Now the question is that are we going to sustain this rally and continue further? Okay, and that I'd like to see. And see if it's going to continue in the high 123, maybe 124-ish level. That's something to look into today. If we do falter here at 123.60, we could definitely reverse on the downside to 123.17, 123.20-ish level as well. So just expect it, okay? Because, again, we're in a very choppy market right now. Looking at the GBP USD also above 141.86, and this was really beautiful because this made a double bottom earlier in the week and then just, made a nice V formation and then just continued, all right? So it's really strong. And we mentioned that the GBP was much stronger versus the dollar than the euro was, and it was really the GBP which was driving us up against the dollar. So that was nice to get that confirmation if you did see it. Now jumping into oil. Oil had a tremendous rally yesterday from $62 a barrel to $65 a barrel. A tremendous rally. We made a double bottom here. Now, okay, what do you do now? All right, because we're going into the number later today. Maybe this is going to be a correctional move later today. Okay, maybe the response was a little bit too severe. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking for later today to see how that number is going to come out. Because if we do break on the higher side on 66, we could definitely close in on 70. Okay, so we've hit the $66 a barrel range before. We've always faltered it, but this is the first time we've had such a spike like this in quite a while. Okay, so this is something I'd look into as the day progresses. Now jumping into gold here, 1342, and we've been trading between this range of 1325 and 1344-ish level. Now the question is this going to be the time that we're actually going to break it on the upside and maybe challenge the 1355-ish level again? So, looking at their RSI, it does look like it still has some steam to move up ahead. Now the question is it going to sustain? Is it going to continue? So that's something to look at later today, or a reversal. Okay, maybe it'll hit 1344 and reverse. So, you have to just anticipate, if there is the momentum that it does break above 1344, then I would look to buy it for the anticipation that's going to go to 1355. However, if we do falter, then you could lay out those shorts. Now jumping into the Canadian dollar, we mentioned this yesterday. This was a really great pivotal movement yesterday at 126.82, and we broke that support level, and we're trading at 126.04. Now that's really an important element. I mean, this is almost multi-year lows, okay, going back to October of 2017, and breaking this level is significant. Now we hit a low of 122 before, so the question is are we going to fulfill that and close in as the dollar is going to get weaker versus the Canadian dollar? Now remember, Canadian dollar is very much tied into the price of oil per barrel, so as the price of oil goes up, Canadian dollar should get stronger, okay, and that's exactly what's been happening here. Now jumping into the Dow Jones, a lackluster day yesterday, not much follow through. 24,430 was our high, and then we just sold off to 24,280. Now this is, giving away 200 points after rallying from last week 1,000 points is, very little, okay, in the grander scheme of things. But we'd like to see some sort of umph in this, okay, and I don't see that here. All right, so I still think we're going to be in a choppy market. I still think the news is going to be backwards and forwards about trade wars, about geopolitical issues around the world. So I think that that's going to, if you will, pollute the succession that we've had in the Dow Jones over the past year and a half that we rallied so much. So that's something to consider. So if you are scalping during the day, this is something you should be scalping. Now the DAX as well, you look at it this morning, it's trading at 12,360. Not much going on. Okay, now it might sell off. Okay, after being at this levels, 12,434 is a nice resistance level. We tried it twice before we faltered. So that's something to consider if we're going to falter here. So, as much as I'd like to think that the markets are going to go higher in the equity markets, and we're biased on that, of course, because the economy should always be good, you have to be realistic about it. And we're jumping into the JSC. Now, the JSC sold off quite sharply from 53,000 to 47-ish thousand, okay, and then we capitulated, and now we're above 50,000. Now this, if it doesn't continue this rally, it's going to falter, okay, and it's going to sell off. So that's something to consider as you're trading this week and looking to trade some of the indices in the afternoons or what have you, that we may have that correctional move in the indices. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day.